Might edit these days anyway. George Floyd is being honored also in his hometown of Houston. There's a mural. There'll be a candlelight vigil scheduled for later tonight. Houston police will escort George Floyd's body to the city, where a funeral will be held on Tuesday. These memorials take place as large demonstrations also continue in Houston, with the city's mayor joining a large rally earlier this week. And the mayor, Sylvester Turner, joins us now. Mr. Mayor, thanks for coming on. And give us an update about where your city stands right now. What would you say is the state of how these demonstrations have gone at this point?
I would tell you that the demonstrations, the protests have gone on very well. They've been very, very peaceful, with the exception of, let's say, Friday night, when we did have some disturbances, some looting, but not very much. From Saturday till today, things have been rather peaceful. We had 60,000 people to march downtown on Tuesday, and that was very peaceful. The city has not been under a curfew at any point in time. This is George Floyd's home, and his family has asked that we demonstrate, march, protest for change, for better, but to do it in a peaceful fashion. And I'm pleased to say that thus far that has happened here in the city.
Mr. Mayor, is there a specific policy you want to implement now, you want to see done now on just the city level, where you have a chance to do this, that in your way would be a way to say, look, we're honoring the memory of George Floyd here, and we're going to start by doing this? What is that this that you believe you can do now? Look, there's a lot that Congress needs to do. There's a lot of folks need to do. But what's on your agenda?
Well, it's not any just one thing. There's a collection of things that we need to take a look at, a series of reforms. I mean, we can always do more in terms of training. There are a lot of people in our city, for example, who are unemployed, lost their jobs. The money is very tight, a lot of anxiety, pressures, mental behavioral health issues. So we always need to enhance our training such that when we're encountering people on the street, we have a better sense of what they're experiencing and how to do it. De-escalation training is very, very important, and we'll focus on that even more. We are reviewing our own internal practices, policies, and procedures to make sure that we engaged in best practices. That's important. Accountability is important. We have already an independent police oversight board, and we'll look and see whether or not we need to add to it, strengthen it, make it more impactful. And so we'll take a look at that. So there are a series of things that we need to do to make sure that we gain the support of the general public, that we hold on to that support, because it's very important for the police and the community to work hand in hand, be on the same team, moving in the same direction to achieve public safety purposes.
Mr. Mayor, you mentioned that money is tight. Money is tight in cities across the country, and now there are some major cities, the city councils, that are looking into not defunding their police departments, but maybe pulling back some of the funding and reassessing their budgets. Los Angeles is one of those places. I know the New York City Council wants to look at that as well. Have you given any thought to maybe looking at what goes into your police department and what might be able to be taken out to better fund some of your communities?
Well, let me just say, with the City of Houston's police department, we've been operating in a very lean fashion anyway. We have 640 square miles in the City of Houston. We have roughly 5,300 police officers covering 640 square miles. To give you some comparison, in the city of Chicago, they have about 12,000 police officers covering 275. The reality is, in the city of Houston, we need more police officers, not less. That's not the issue. It's not an issue about how many police officers you have. It's about accountability. It's about having good policing. It's about making sure that there's a respect and a trust level between the community and law enforcement. And look, I grew up in this city. I grew up in the hood in the city of Houston. I still live in that same hood in the city of Houston. And so in many of our communities, it's about added safety, public safety, but it's about trust and working in collaboration with one another. The police shouldn't be our enemy, and neither should the community lack that support in the police. The two have to work together, but you have to work on it each and every day, where we recognize, regardless of where you live, whether you're in suburbia, affluent part of Houston, or of the underserved communities, every neighborhood, every person in that neighborhood is important and should be treated with decency and respect. That's the critical component. So in our city, we need more police, not less. We're committed to doing just that. But we want good policing, not bad policing.
Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner, appreciate you coming on, sharing your perspective with us. And obviously, we'll be seeing you, I think, quite a bit over the next few days.